Thanks for joining us at 6 tonight. I'm Kelly Swoop. It is a solution that advocates say that school administrators are sleeping in on. Could having later school start times help with the state's chronic absenteeism problem? WMAR-2 News Elizabeth Worthington talked to some of the people pushing for change who say, hey, this is a no-brainer. Elizabeth?
Yeah, Kelly, we told you last week about how Baltimore City Council and the city public school system want to conduct a study getting to the bottom of why so many students are missing dozens of school days a year. Well, lawmakers, sleep researchers, and even students are now saying one of the reasons is right in front of you.
You snooze, you lose. A phrase that does not actually apply to teenagers. It's essentially settled science that middle and high school students need between 8 to 10 hours of sleep during those crucial developmental years, but they rarely get it. And study after study has shown that sleep deprivation can lead to poor academic performance, a host of negative physical and mental health impacts, increased risk of driving accidents, the list goes on. Daisy Tabachnik has lived it.
I was tested for everything imaginable. They tested me for AIDS, just anything that they could think of, just no matter what, it was all negative.
She began her high school career the same year Baltimore City Public Schools shifted start times for most schools. Daisy had to be at Baltimore City College at 7:30 a.m.
By 7:30, more than half the class was absent, every single day. And I mean, there were some people in my first period class I didn't even know were in there because I never saw them.
And Daisy missed school often too. By her junior year, she would be classified by the state standards as chronically absent. But her mom had been watching her go from a healthy kid to chronically ill. This past January, she transferred to a school outside the district that starts an hour later. That nagging cough she had had since August magically disappeared.
I mean, I haven't gotten sick once since I've transferred. It's improved my mood. I've been a lot more motivated to go to school.
After doing her own research, Daisy discovered she was not alone. Dr. Amy Wolfson, a psychology professor at Loyola University who studied adolescent sleep for more than 30 years, has seen countless Daisies in her career. It's why she advocates for later school start times, especially in Baltimore City, which has the highest chronic absenteeism rate in the state. She says teenagers' biological clocks call for them to go to bed later and wake up later. Messing with their natural sleep patterns can lead to all sorts of health problems.
We want to improve the attendance problem, improve graduation rates, improve the livelihood of kids in Baltimore. It's just so straightforward to me.
In my mind, I can't imagine that you wouldn't make this change.
Heather Moore leads the Baltimore City chapter of Start School Later, a national grassroots organization that was started in Anne Arundel County. She, Dr. Wolfson, and Daisy have all testified in Annapolis this legislative session in favor of a bill that would require public middle and high schools in Maryland to push back start times to at least 8 a.m. for middle and 8:30 a.m. for high schools. In the past, school leaders have argued it would be too expensive and difficult of a change.
They start with no rather than, yeah, let's see what we can do. It's no, it's too hard. And I don't discount that it would be hard or different. I do discount that it would be impossible.
You feel like everything's not being done in the interest of the students, but doing in the interest of how much it's going to cost the school district or how it affects the admin.
In Seattle and the entire state of California and many New England school districts, they've had great success. Are there bumps? Are there barriers that school districts will complain about? Yes. But no one's going back. No one's going back.
So the bill to make it mandatory statewide hasn't made it out of committee yet, which at this point in the legislative session means it's likely dead. But the debate surrounding individual school districts is very much still alive and well.
And I feel like we've been here before.
Yeah.
But we do have a success story, though, correct, from our area?
In Anne Arundel County, they changed school start times to make them later in the morning about 2 years ago. And a spokesperson for the district says that while they can't pinpoint the improvements that they've seen in student outcomes to just that change, they say that it's created a much better environment for students and staffs. And again, they have seen some of those student outcomes, big improvements.
Okay. All right. Elizabeth Worthington, thanks so much for that report.